What's going on, people? It's Mr. back again. I hope everyone's fit and well. And yes, another Nottingham Forest chat today. I thought I might as well another chat, get guests in, and have a little, like I said, what's been happening in Nottingham Forest. If you're new to the channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and comment below, people, how you feel about Forest's transfer gossip, anything Forest related stuff. Comment below, and how are you? Everyone's feeling right. I thought I'd do a new show. Like I said, another show. I get my usual Lee Goodburn. How you doing, Lee?
I'm good, mate. How are you?
Not too bad, man. Not too
Good.
bad. So I'm still looking for the first Forest transfer.
I'm eager.
But yeah, as everyone knows who Lee is. Like, make sure everyone follows Lee on Twitter. His socials are there. And I thought I'd get two more guests. I thought myself, they're members to the channel, and I thought, you know what, get them on. So, in the comments, please show some love. To our first member, Mark. How you doing, Mark?
Yeah, I'm all good. How are you?
You got?
Can you hear me?
No, I can hear you perfectly. I can hear it perfectly. Right. And next up, we've got Joe. How you doing, Joe?
I'm good, thank you. How are you?
I'm excited. We're in the Premier League.
Oh, really?
I'm excited. But like I said, people, like I said, Mark and Joe, they're members to the DoreOnTour channel. And like I said, if you're a member to DoreOnTour and you've not been on the show, please email me on Twitter, anywhere, so you can get on the show. Because like I said, I've got Mark and Joe on the channel. And like I said, they're members. And if you want to be a member, it's only $2.99. Supports my channel, helps me buy stuff. I know everyone gives a stick for my camera, the lot. It's $2.99. So, people, if you want to be a member, the link is below. Right, let's start. And there's lots to talk about. And where should we start? I think we're going to talk about. No, you know what? Let's start with Mark, because, like I said, he looks older than everyone else in this panel. No disrespect, Mark. Mark, it's been 23 years. Forest was promoted, but like I said, what's it like now? We're back in the Premier League after so long.
I think it's a whole range of gamut of emotions, you know, from disbelief to sheer excitement. And it's been that long since we've been in top flight that being back there, it's incredible. Really is incredible. It's been a roller coaster season. Most of it's been highs after the start, and it's just got better and better as the season's gone on. And now we're back there. Just can't wait to get back in the Premier League and start watching them big clubs coming.
Yeah. Was Steve Cooper your first choice?
I didn't really know much about him when he joined. I mean, when Chris Hughton originally joined, and I was sort of like looking at him, and obviously we hadn't been doing very well for a while. And when he came in, you know, people have said he'd be a good appointment for us. He looked like he was going to build from the back, and that was what we really needed to begin with, to stop shipping goals so that we could then, you know, start moving forward and looking at scoring some goals as well. But he just didn't seem to cope with it. And when Cooper came in, unfortunately, because he didn't come with a big reputation, it was the same as a lot of the other managers that have been in and out, and you just, here comes another one.
Mark, I was the same, Mark. I was exactly the same, Mark.
Swansea fans were all saying, he plays defensive football just like Houghton, you'll be bored, this, that, the other. As we find out, completely the opposite.
Yeah.
But like I said, Mark, did you go to the game, Mark?
Sorry?
Did you go to the game?
Which game?
The final.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. How was it when that final whistle went? How was you feeling?
I think it was just everything just came out, a whole release of emotions, and the atmosphere was absolutely electric. You know, when after the players came across to the corner, and whoever was on the PA had it down completely into McIntyre, and then when Freed from Desire came on, and I just seen all the crowd going up and down, they were waving the scarves about. Absolutely incredible atmosphere. You know, even from the old days, you know, I went to the European Cup final when they beat Malmo and Wembley several times, but I've never experienced atmosphere like that at a Forest game before.
Oh, that's still mad. It's still mad. Next up, I said we've got Joe, another member to the DoreOnTour channel, and Joe, I was just saying to Mark, like I said, was Steve Cooper your first choice as Forest manager?
I mean, I'll be honest. Again, similar to Mark, I was kind of familiar with some of the stuff he was doing at Swansea. Obviously, when they beat us on that 6-goal swing a few years ago and took our probably what should have been our playoff spot, that was when he kind of came onto my radar. But similar to Mark, I mean, once we've had such a revolving door of managers, I've just got to the point where unless it's someone, I mean, I thought Houghton, similar, was going to be someone that was going to be able to finally pick us up again, and we were completely the opposite. We were further down than we have been for a couple of years. So all confidence had pretty much been drained away from me at that point. So I knew it couldn't probably get worse, but I didn't expect anything like what we ended up getting this year. So
before I get Leon, Joe, you know when we was bottom of the league when Steve could come in,
yeah,
did you thought that relegation football to League One?
Yeah, honestly, I mean, it was our worst start that we've had for well over 100 years, and we were kind of in that position where I thought it was going to take a miracle, probably just to try and keep us away from the relegation zone and try and get us into the top half. So the rapid turnaround that you managed to have on our club is probably something that you won't see again, I'd have said, for a very long time. So I'm absolutely astounded by the work that Steve Cooper's done, and I think all credit has to go to him in the way that he's turned the team around and the fans around to get everybody behind him. So I can't believe what he's done for us, and I think he probably had it in mind to get us to the position that we're in now, but not in the first season. No way.
No, I don't think any if any Forest fans thought bottom of the league and was forced to the Premier League, you absolutely are taking the mix, because if you are, then no one thought.
Please, let's just avoid relegation. That's the truth. That is the truth.
Yeah,
that is the truth. But people, like I said, the show is about what's happening right now with the Forest Club. I'm going to get Mark, Joe, and Lee's opinion about what's been happening for the last 3 days, because I did another show 3 days ago. And get everyone's opinion. And if you want to join in, people in the comments, please join in about everything I'm going to talk about. Like I said, in the last half, I think it was the last hour or so, I'm going to get Lee's opinion on this, and as well, I'll get Mark and Joe opinion about Samba. If no one's, he's put a little, I think it was, he's replied to a French journalist about he didn't ask for double wage. He rejected it, blah, blah. I'll ask you, Lee. What's your opinion? Because, like I said, let me put it in context. David Osteen started all this gossip about Samba rejecting a new deal and blah blah, and now it's come out again. Like I said, it's not true. He wants more money. He wants to be on the same money as Dean Henderson. Lee, what's your opinion on all this?
To be on the same money as Dean Henderson, you've got to prove yourself in the Premiership. He's not done that yet. Now, I like Samba. Like, I wanted us to keep him. I wanted us to give him a chance. But at the same time, if he is asking for that kind of money and we're not prepared to give it, I totally understand that as well. If he wants to go, let him go. I'm kind of like, what will be with him. Either way.
Lee, the problem is, Lee, like, if it wasn't for him, we wouldn't be in this situation.
Yeah, we wouldn't be there. But that's why I don't hold any malice that he wants more wages. I understand it. Same wages as Henderson? No, definitely not. Yeah, I can't remember where I saw it or where I read it or whatever, but I heard the average is about 30 to 40,000 for a keeper in the Premiership. So I've heard he wants 60. To go from where he was to 60 is pretty drastic. You know, like say, yes, he's proven in the Championship. He's not proven in the Premiership. Henderson is pretty much an England international. He's vying for a spot if he comes to Forest. Now, if we get him to replace Samba, it's not see you later, Samba, forget about you. It's thank you very much for what you've done. Best of luck for the future. I hold no grudges against him whatsoever. He's only trying to do what's best for him and his family, which I understand. I think how it's been portrayed makes him seem like a villain. You know what I mean? And I don't think that's the case. you've got to understand a lot goes off behind the scenes, and he'll have one side, Forest will have another, then there'll be someone else in the middle that's probably stirring the pot a little bit, agents or what have you, you know.
Yeah. Lee, before I get Mark's situation, like I said, I mentioned David Uzenstein. Like we won the playoff final. Then 3 days later, he's come out with a saying Samba's rejected the deal. Do you think it was a right time? Do you think it was right to do that statement?
Not straight away. It could have gave it a bit of time to see where it went first. But I suppose that's the role of a journalist, isn't it? You want to be first to get everything out. Sometimes that stirs the pot in itself, doesn't it? And then creates bad atmosphere or bad tension between player and club, or fans and player, or fans and club, depending on what the situation is. So I know why he's done it. He's a journalist. That's his job. But I think he hasn't helped the situation. I don't even know who he is, and I don't care.
He's basically David Uzenstein. He's a London. To be fair, he gets 75%. He gets 75% right, but at the same time,
doing it.
My problem is, like I said, and I'll get Mark and Joe's opinion on everything. He's a top reporter for Athletic, but he's not a Forest reporter. Like I said, we've got people like Paul Tails, Daniel Taylor.
Ben, you've got to ask, where's he got it from? That's the big question. That's what we should be asking.
I think
where
that's what
did they come from? Is it Samba's agent? Is it someone in the club they're trying to get Samba at because of what he wants? This is the thing. This is what you don't know. You could say he's only doing his job as a journalist to go, this is happening.
Let me get Mark. And like I said, you've seen it all, like with goalkeepers. I think I saw a tweet about Peter Shilton. I think there was a keeper before Peter Shilton, and everyone moaned. Then Peter Shilton come in, and the rest is history with him. As a Forest fan who's been there and done that, like, do you think Samba's right? Do you think he deserves a contract?
Without knowing exactly what he was on first, it'd be very hard for me to say. I mean, so like there's two sides for it to me. As a player, I've really enjoyed watching him play. My only concern with him in the Premiership would be sometimes he looks a bit suspect. He might get caught on the ball a bit, especially with some of those faster Premiership strikers. Because Forest have liked to let him sit with the ball at the back and then pull teams onto them so that they can counter-attack them. And I'm not sure whether that's going to work so much in the Premiership. With all the stuff that's contract talk and transfer talk and that, I try not to listen to too much of it because, like Lee says, a lot of it's going off in the background. A lot of it's just journo talk and media talk. And so I sort of like try and stay away from it. I mean, it's like, I think the first time today was the first thing I'd seen any sort of half quote from the club where they said he'd been offered a new contract that was approximately twice what he was on before they got promoted, and that was what he'd rejected. So if it is that he, like Lee says, he wants 60, and that's still 10, 20 above what the club wants to offer him, that's up to them. They had balanced it up, done due diligence, and thought this is what we're prepared to pay him for the first season in Premiership. And if he's not happy with that, then good luck to him. Like Lee says, wish him no ill will, and he's done a great job for us. Hero in the penalty shootout against Sheffield United. Yes, he had the blip when he got sent off and spent a few matches on the side, and Horvath came in and did well for us. And then he put Samba back in, and
he learned from it.
Was gold after that, really.
He learned from that. Yeah.
Last one, Lisa. Joe, like I said, I'll ask you, Joe, right? Like, we've like I said, we've been a situation where Forest been linked with X, Y, Z, and with the Samba situation, and like I said, this is my opinion as well. Like, I don't think he should be talking about things. I think he should keep quiet on social media because, like I said, when I read it, I saw everyone's opinion about it. It's right, it's wrong. Joe, do you think he's right to reply to what's happening with his contract talk?
I don't think it's right, but I think everyone would agree that's Samba written all over, isn't it? Really, he is very outspoken and a very big character. So It not
Sorry.
right, but it's definitely something that if any player was going to do it, you would say, yeah, I could see Samba kind of stepping out of line and saying this. So
just on that, he has the right to reply. He's only human, the same as anyone else. Just because he's a professional footballer
100%.
doesn't mean he should just go, I'll say nothing. Yeah, you could say, well, he's supposed to be professional. He should keep quiet. But we've seen it from past owners like Foaz and Mel Morris and anyone else. They don't keep quiet. If something's bugging them, they're still only human at the end of the day. But yeah, sorry, Joe, carry on.
No, it's all right. I think it's probably also come from the fact, I mean, the way that it's come out over social media, whether that's the way that events have actually happened, I'm not sure. But the first that we heard about goalkeeper news was Samba saying that he wasn't going to be signing the same contract and he was interested in moving to France.
Yeah.
I then think we called his bluff. I think he was trying to get more money and we called his bluff and said, that's fine. We'll get a goalkeeper who's proven to be Premier League worthy. Yeah. We'll sign Dean Henderson on a loan. And now he's kind of stuck in a middle ground where that's pretty much guaranteed to be going ahead. And if he does sign on again, he's going to be the second choice goalkeeper. There's no way he's going to be the starting goalkeeper. So now, even no matter how much money you throw at him, he's not going to be able to change that position. So I think he's now got himself into that hole.
That's a good opinion about Samba. Like, people in the comments, what do you think about Samba? Like I said, me personally, I think, as like Liz said, you have the right. Twitter is something like a tool you can express expressions, but at the same time,
you saw that picture though, Ben, didn't you? Where he said, before any of it came out, where he said, "Oh, it's been a pleasure," or "Pleasure seeing you," or whatever.
This is what I can't see, Lee.
That's the first thing I saw before it all kicked off regarding his actual contract, and everyone was questioning what's it about, and he then went a bit tight-lipped, didn't he? It was like he was playing devil's advocate.
Yeah.
And
then tried to play it off talking about like his holiday or something. But
yeah, that's right.
And this is what I'm about to say to you, Lee. Like, he did, like I said, when he put that tweet about, and I was like this,
the context of it could have meant anything, really. It's because everything else has followed that we now sort of link them together, and that like it was a clue. You know, it could be nothing, but it's convenient.
People in the comments, what do you think? Do you think we should keep Samba, give him a contract, make him number one? Put in the comments. What do you think, people? Let me get around the panel. Lee, we'll ask you, Lee, first. Keep Samba or get rid of him?
I think his heart's in going. I think he's gone. He's already in France on holiday. I think he's gone. I want Henderson. I've got to be honest. I like Samba. I respect him for what he's done. I love his character, even when he can be wrong at times. He's entertaining to watch. He's a great keeper. He's not on Henderson's level. I'm sorry, he's not. I want Henderson.
What about you, Mark?
I think on balance, from a playing point of view, I'd prefer to get someone in and let him go. Although it's taking another twist today. I was reading something earlier this afternoon. They're saying that the Henderson loan deal might be in a bit of doubt now because we can't get him on with a buy clause in it.
Yeah.
And if that happens, then people are saying, and again, you know, you just don't know how much truth there is in it, or whether it's just journo talk, that they're saying that might be off again now, and then we can try and get Garner on loan.
But I've heard it's back on. That option to buy is on because Henderson wants to move.
Yeah.
So you read different things from different.
You read everything. That's the problem. I think
these things you've got to check the dates because they come up and you think it's today and it was yesterday and it's moved on.
This is what I think we'll talk about Henderson later on. I think that's another. Let's say we'll talk about. We've got another hour, so it's so much to talk about. We've been linked with XYZ. Joe, last before you, Samba gone? Yes or no?
I'd like to keep him, but not as our number one now that we've got Henderson on the line. I'd keep him as a number two, as a backup, but I think...
What about Horvath? Everyone keeps saying Horvath.
Horvath is in the exact same boat where he wants to be playing regular football. We don't have a goalkeeper that wants to be playing second fiddle to anyone, unfortunately. So
Jordan Smith, that's it. He's happy.
He's happy. Jordan Smith,
He's happy to be happy. He doesn't care.
He doesn't care.
Right. Sorry, just on Samba still. What he's done for us, I think regardless of what happens, everybody has to have a lot of respect for Samba. I mean, what he did in that penalty shootout, saving 3 penalties, if you compare that to penalties throughout the entire season last year in the Premier League, there's only one other goalkeeper, Fabianski, who saved 3 penalties throughout the entire season. So to save 3 out of 5 in a single penalty shootout is incredible, and we wouldn't be going up without him. But I think he is very prone to making a mistake. If you go back to Leicester in the FA Cup, where we're cruising 3-0, and then we make that mistake right at the end, and you think if they then have another turn like Sheffield did, where they then suddenly picked it up in the second half, we could have been in a position where we lost that game through making that mistake. So
100%. Me personally, before we get to the next subject, I personally think, like Samba, if it wasn't for Samba, like I said, we wouldn't be talking about women Premier League, because he kept the penalties he did in the playoff semi-final, second leg, and he didn't do nothing at all I think he could have sat on the post and just chilled in the final, because he wasn't tested. So personally, I'll give him a contract, but I won't give him the contract that he wants. Like 60, I heard on Twitter and all these agents and journos saying 60k, 40k. Give that to a keeper that's who's worth it. Like Samba, like I said, he's a fantastic keeper. Let's be real. He's a fantastic keeper, but he can't do the things like the Championship to the Premier League. I think it was Mark mentioned it. He can't do all the relaxed, chilled, and sit there with the borders.
Can they?
He can't do it. So me personally, I'll give him the contract and fight for his place like he did with Horvath. And if we bring Henderson, fantastic, because I think we need 2 fantastic keepers to fight in the Premier League. If Samba's not playing well, he can bring on someone else. So that's my opinion. People in the comments, what do you think? I'm going to go through the people's comments before I get the next subject as well. Let me look through this, and this is from Simon, another member. How you doing, Simon? Get Henderson. We should sell Hazard because he wants regular football with the World Cup coming up, and that's another good one, Simon. Well done. As well, I think it was 2 weeks ago. We spoke about. I think he was starting for the USA, and he did, and asked him what's your future, and he said he doesn't know, and he wants to be American number 1 for the World Cup. And the same with Henderson. He wants to be number 1, and he wants to be playing the World Cup as well and getting the England side. So we're gonna hear so much about keeper situation as well.
Potentially, Ben, if you look at it that way, we might need 2 keepers, because if Samba goes, Horvath wants to go. Who do you bring in to be? Who's going to want to come and play number 2?
I've been thinking that same thing. I have no idea who you'd be able to sign on, knowing that they're not going to be a number 1.
Say, for example, because he's not going to be better than Henderson. Maybe he'll be happy in the Premiership as number 2. I don't know.
Exactly. There's 140 people in. Thank you very much for the 140 people. If you can, please do hit the like button, please, if you can. And I'm trying to get to 10k before the season finishes. So if you are new, please do hit the subscribe button. I'm trying to get my channel going, because we're back in the Premier League anyway. So if no one knows, everyone is, like I said, there's 140 people. There's myself, there's Lee, there's Mark, and there's Joe. 2 members. And I thought, if you are members, you can come on the channel as well. Brand new members, I mean. So if you want to come in the show in the future, email me or Twitter or just anything, just so you can come on the show. Right. Next up, and we're going to talk about a defender, and his name is Moses Niakhate.
Niakhate, yeah.
Niakhate, and I was looking deep into what he is. He's a defender. He's left-footed. He can play centre back. He can play left back. I'm gonna ask you, Joe. Do you know anything about this new signing? Well,
I mean, possibly? I can't say I'm a regular watcher of the Bundesliga, but I am familiar with him just from playing on FIFA and stuff, and kind of seeing what he's about. I've obviously, as soon as I've seen any names that we've been linked to, I've gone straight to YouTube and been watching all of their highlights throughout the season. And I think I'm right in saying he's the captain for Mainz.
Yes, he's the captain.
Last year. And he literally does look like a French version of big Scott McKenna, where he's left-footed, he's good on the ball, he's fast, he's got good passes on him. Whether he can play as a left-back, I'm not sure. I don't know if he's done that.
No. I was speaking to a fan. And this is what they said. He can play left back. He's strong. Like I said, he as Joe mentioned, I think he got player of the season from as well.
Yeah.
The problem is, like I said, you mentioned he's like a McKenna player. And if Forest pay, like, I don't know, I'm hearing it's 10, 15 million for him. And who are you going to replace? This is the thing. Like I said,
this is what I was going to ask to everyone.
Yeah.
Who do you take out if he plays as a centre
who
back?
do you take out? And like I said, people, if you know anything about it, put in the comments below, who would you replace? Like, McKenna is a rock. Cook, he's about 30 years old and all that. I think we do need him for his Premier League experience, and got Joe Warner as well. But I think it's more on the left side of the fence. Like I said, we got Panze as well. He's a left side defender. Let me ask you, Mark. Like, we linked to this player, and he's a player that he can play left back, maybe possibly replace Callback, so Callback can go to centre midfielder. Do you know anything about him, Mark?
I don't know a lot. Just what I've read. A bit like Joe, and when I heard him mention that, I went and had a quick look at what I could find, and there wasn't a lot. But yeah, they've been talking about they want someone in just to give us a bit more pace in defence. And I don't know how he'd exactly work, whether he'd just come in straight as a first team player, or whether they'd rotate, or he'd just be used as cover for, when one of the other guys is injured. Because Premiership, although there's less league games, it's going to be a tough old season, and let's say some of them aren't exactly young anymore. So it's good to have that, some younger people with a bit of pace coming through.
What do you think, Lee? Like I said, I did my digging on him.
In for Cook, sits right in the middle.
Yeah, but he's a left. He's more on left foot. Like I said, I personally thought he'd be.
Yeah, but you could say that about Cook's right-footed. You know what I mean?
I know.
Respect, if you're in the centre, is irrelevant. Because you're going to have one or the other, aren't you? I think he comes straight in. What is he, about 26? Apparently,
no, he's younger than that. How old is he?
He's about 26.
26.
Dortmund,
I thought he was about 24.
We're going to buy him, but they didn't want to pay 20 million, so they didn't buy him. But he's good enough that he was on their radar. So I don't know much about him. I've watched the video, and he looks quite a handy player. He can score a goal, he can score a penalty. I watched some other thing on YouTube about some guy who was on about his stats, and he can either sit back and sort of win the ball in the air, or he can tackle and go forward. So he's a bit of an all-rounder from the things I've seen. But he looks decent. And at the end of the day, in the Premiership, you need quality. And that's no disrespect to Cook or Worrell or McKenna, because they've all been fantastic.
What I got, like I said, I got from a men's fan, and he emailed me what his strengths are. Like I said, he's fast, he can head the ball, and he's a leader. That's another thing. He's a leader as well. So we've got Cook, we've got Worrell, we've got McKenna as well. But we need leaders now for this team. Like I said, we're in the Premier League, and like I said, he can play left back as well. So I personally think it'll be a good sign for Forest. Like I said, we need to strengthen depth, because this is like, if one player gets injured like McKenna, we need a player that can be a suitable replacement for him. Because like I said, we're not a championship anymore, and it's still like mind-boggling saying that we're a Premier League side, and we've been linked with, like I said, the simple players that we've been linked with as well. Another player that we've been linked with, and this I like this player. I think his name is sorry if I get it wrong. Is it Taiwo? I know it.
Awoniy.
That's it. Thank you very much, Mark.
Is that you're on about the striker who was at Liverpool?
Striker from Berlin.
Right. I like this player. I don't know if anyone knows him. He was at Liverpool for the. I think he played for the under-23s, and he was a banging player. He's a good player. He's like Brendan Johnson. Not Brendan Johnson, but when I was speaking to a fan, is it Union? Is it Union FC? I think it is Union.
Yeah.
He said this guy's really, really good. I think he got player of the season for the team, and the panel know him. So I just don't want to go.
I think I saw a bit of a video. I don't know whether it's one Lee was referring to a moment ago. There was a guy, he did some stats reviews on Niakhate, this guy,
That's right.
and Henderson as well.
Yeah.
And he was giving quite glowing, preview of those two. I think he's 24, isn't he?
Yeah.
Who plays for Union Berlin. So,
Yep.
yeah, he seems to fit the bill, the sort of player we're looking for. It's just because we don't know much about him. It's the reputation's passed on from other people and or you can see on video and stats, but it's like, how would he fit in the Premiership?
I personally think, like I said before, get Lee or Joe in. I personally think, like, if we do get him, I think he'd be fighting with Brennan Johnson, because like I said, I think he's a type of player. He played like Brennan. I don't think we'll play Brennan. If we do sign him, I don't think we'll play them two together. I think, like I said, if we get a player like, I don't know, Davis or Sturridge, one of them two players, he is a good player. And I was looking at a comment. He has a 17 million release clause, and we've got the money. It's weird that we're gonna pay 17 million for that kind of striker now. And it's weird. It's still mind-boggling in the Premier League. Just another comment. Everyone that can score 15 goals and fit one appearance last season in Germany must have something about them. 100%.
I think he'll leave the line, door. I think you're wrong. I think he will play with Jono. Jono one side and him up front on his own. He'll lead the line because he's got pace and he can run with the ball. He's a bit like a Davis.
Yeah,
but he's got that end product. From what I've seen and from what I've read, I think he'll lead the line. I agree with you. Not to say we won't get Davis or others.
Yeah, sorry. No, he's Kent type. He's not a wiper. Okay, my fault. My bad. He was a. I heard he was fast.
Yeah, he is fast.
If he's like Kent David, bring him in. Bring him in, player in. Like I said,
this is what we need, though, to be picking these little gems up from, like Germany or anywhere else that aren't costing what I'll say is the earth, because to us it's 15, 20 million is still a lot of money because we're not used to having that money. But when you consider other players going for 50, 60, 100 million, whatever it is, 15 million seems actually quite small, doesn't it? But,
quite a lot of chat going off as well earlier today saying West Ham might be in for him as well.
Yeah, I've seen that as well.
The Forest, though, isn't he? He's happy to come, apparently.
Yeah. No, but what I'm hearing, he's happy to come to Forest.
Yeah.
So that it could be a good thing. I know Steve Cooper, he likes to bring in his players early. So
he knows it as well, doesn't he, Cooper?
Yeah, he knows it. When he was at Liverpool, he knew Steve Cooper. So, and like I said, another positive thing for Forest, like I said, Steve Cooper knows his players, who he wants as well. But yeah, it's a good player as well. Right, another player that I'm talking, and everyone will know this player is Hamza Chambly, the Leicester centre midfielder. We've been linked with him as well. Let me get Joe in, and I think this is a position that we need. We know we've got Ryan Yates, we've got Jack Cole back, we've got the Paraguay centre midfielder. I keep what's his name now? Jada as well. And Hamza Chambly, like I said, he's a good player, a young player. I think he's about 23, 24. Joe, do you think that we need that type of player? He's got Premier League experience. He's not afraid to tackle.
I'm not convinced. I think I'm more convinced on some of the other options that we've had from the Bundesliga, where I've not actually seen them play football, as opposed to the likes of Hamza Choudhury, where I still don't know if he's fully settled in that kind of position. I know he likes to play more on the left side down the wing. So if we were trying to sign him as a wing back, maybe, but I don't think as a central midfielder, I'd want kind of him, as opposed to, I'd rather look outside elsewhere for someone that's going to be like in rotation with Yates and Colback.
Okay. You know what? That's a great comment. What about you, Mark? Like, what's your opinion? Like I said, I forgot we've got Cafu as well. How can I forget Cafu? We've got Cafu who can play that role as well. Before I get Mark, I get a super chat afterwards. Mark, what's your opinion? Do you think he's the right player for Forest? Good, he's a good and hungry player.
Yeah, I think from what I have seen of him, it's just, for me, it's about consistency of performance. Too many games where he just disappeared. So, but that just could be the setup he's in, and because we've seen this season when players do come to Forest, then Cooper brings them on. So, you know, whoever we do bring in, if we have got sort of like doubts about them, you'd hope that he'd knock them into shape.
What about you, Lee? Do you think, like I said, I know he was once he at Newcastle on loan, I think 2 seasons ago, and he didn't really get in the Leicester side. So, what's your opinion there? Like, I don't know. I'm just
reading, and he's like 5th choice at Leicester.
Yeah.
They don't see him as good enough. They want him to come to Forest. Apparently, there's a red card waiting to happen. He's just tackles are flying from everywhere with no control. He's not what we need. Yeah, you could say he's in the Premiership. It doesn't mean he's established just because he's been around the Premiership squad. He's had 1 game here, 1 game there. Well, I'm guessing it seems that way from what I've seen of him because I watched the odd bit of Premiership, but not for me. I don't want him. I think we need to aim higher. And I know you could say, well, we've only just got up, but if we want to stay, we need better than that.
100%. What's everyone else's opinion in the comments? Do you think we need him? Me personally, like Lee just mentioned,
as well, though. We've got Fauna out of the corner. I still think
Fauna. No, Fauna's not ready. I know he's young. I know he's young, and I know if Matt or Michael is watching, they're trying to shoot me in my head. But I think he needs that championship experience. He's been in League One. He's done it. He's done well in League One. But I think he needs that championship.
He's a quality player.
No. He's a quality player. But do you think he's ready for the Premier League?
Well, I'd put him in the cup games. That's what I'd do. I'd start him in the cup games.
Don't forget, he did sign a contract last season, and I personally think he needs a good loan spell, more football in the Championship, not League One.
He's always out on loan. I think he needs to be around the squad and slowly integrated in. That's my opinion. I think he's good enough.
Okay, right. Mark, Taiwo Funo, is he good enough for Premier League?
I want to see him.
Sorry, say again. I didn't say that properly.
Do you think Taiwo Funo is ready for the Premier League?
Not from what I've seen, no. No, but it's like Cloughie used to do it with a lot of youngsters who people used to say weren't quite ready to play at that level, and he used to bring them around the squad and they came on for it. So it can work, but not for me personally at the moment.
What about you, Joe?
Yeah, I'm going to have to agree with Mark and Lee. I mean, whether it's best to send him out on loan and get game experience or keep him in the squad or around the team and try and keep him in as part of a rotation player to try and develop that way, I'm not sure. But as a starting prospect or on the bench, I'm not convinced yet.
Like I said, people, what's everyone's think about Taiwo Funo? Like I said, and there's a story I want to say about Taiwo Funo. Like it was, and I'm going to say I don't care. I met Taiwo Funo, and if people remember, he played in the cup match against Wolves, I think, and he got absolutely bollocked by Chris Hughton for passing the ball forward. Absolutely hammered by him for passing the ball forward, and it was mind-boggling for what he said to him. But yeah, and since then he went on loan to Shrewsbury, I think it was, and he did well. But I personally think it's all right to. I think he needs more game time, a little bit more game time. One more loan. It could be 6 months, 3 months, or 6 months. Get some more experience behind him, and go to a Championship club. Get game time and just. I think that's what I think. People in the comments, what do you think? Taiwo Funo, stay in the Forest side, or get some game time on loan?
It'd have to be a top-end Championship club, though, wouldn't it? Because you wanted to push on someone like a Norwich or someone like that to push him on that little bit more.
No, they won't do it. Not a chance.
I'm just saying that's but if we loan him out to someone, it's got to be who we want to loan him to, not whether they want it as such. You know what I mean? We'll have aims for him, if that makes sense.
Right, there's 165 people in. Thank you for everyone that's taking time to come and watch this. Like I said, if no one knows who I am, I'm Mr. Door that does previews a lot. If no one knows my panel, I've got Lee, who's next to me. I've got Mark, and I've got Joe, who are members to the channel as well. And if you want to be a member of the channel, the link is below. All you do is it's a $, $2.99 a month, and you can come on the show as well, and that's what I'm here for. So people help and support, and hit the like button as well. This, like I said, I'm on 60 likes. If you get me to 100 likes, help me out a lot. Right. There's a player that I didn't mention on another show, and he's another centre back. I'm going to ask you, Mark. I don't know if you know him. Joe Rodon, Tottenham centre back. We was linked with him, and there's more people in the comments. I want to ask Lee and Joe as well about it. And people in the comments, what do you think, Joe Rodon? Do you think he's a player that Forest need? He's experienced. He's plays for Wales, and then as well, the World Cup's coming soon as well. So can he get a chance in the Forest team? Mark, what do you think, Joe Rodon? Do you think Forest should go for him?
From what I've seen of him, he looks half decent. Whether or not he's the right player for us again, I'm not quite sure how he'd fit in with the rest of them. But yeah, I mean, and Cooper knows him as well, doesn't he?
Yeah.
So he'd know exactly what he was getting into there. But he hasn't been on my radar for a while. But I do remember, watching a bit of Premiership football, and he seemed half decent, even though he wasn't getting regular run out at Spurs.
Yeah. Sorry, David, Mark, but I just saw a comment. I'm David Johnson, ex-Nottingham Forest player. He just done me. This guy for David Johnson. David, even chat, it's still been out every player.
He still does it with Surridge, Jono. So I won't worry.
Jono, how can you do me like that, mate? You can't go on the show and he's done me like that. Jono, watch. I'm gonna message Alison. I should block this guy. Shout out to Jono as well, man. Sorry, Mark. Carry on, Mark. This is Johnson. This is David Johnson.
So yeah, he looked half decent to me. So it's just how he'd fit in with the current setup. I was just going to say, I don't know where you noticed Eve came on in the chat and said she's going to start that Steve Cooper fist pump picture soon.
Where is it? I come. Eve. There she is. Shout out to Eve. Yes, Eve. Come on, I've been waiting for it, Eve. Hurry up. Shout out to Eve. I love Eve. She got a good heart as well, Eve. But yeah, Eve, come on, get ready so you can put on Twitter and I'll get you on the show as well. Eve, she's a fantastic leader. Eve. Carry on, Mark. Like Rodon.
Yeah, I think I've about finished up on him. I don't know.
Oh, okay. Joe, Rodon, yes or no?
I'm 50-50 with him. I think he's good, but I think, again, it would be someone that we'd be signing on a rotation, and I'd rather be looking out elsewhere for positions that we know we're going to struggle with next year. Without getting any of the loan players back in, I think I'd rather be focusing on getting those in rather than building up strength and depth into more of these defensive positions. So I know he's good, and I know from what I've seen of him, and obviously he's got a good relationship with Steve Cooper. I think he'd be a good investment looking down into the future. But for next year, to say that we're going to be in a position where we're going to be fighting to try and stay up, I think I'd rather be focusing more on other players in different positions first, and then probably coming back to him if he's still interested later on.
What you, Lee?
I'll be honest, I don't know enough about him. I haven't really watched him at Spurs, no. I hear, by all accounts, he's a good player. He's young. I'm just wondering if it's come about because of this Welsh connection, because you got Williams, you got Bale, even the odd mention of Ramsey, isn't there? But we're going to have the Welsh national side in, which these are good players that are being mentioned. I just don't know enough about him to be fair to comment on him. I've not seen him.
Right, there's one more Welsh player I'm going to talk about, and he's been strongly linked. I know Liverpool signed another right back from Aberdeen, I think it was. Let me ask you, Lee, like Nico Williams. Like I liked him. I think he's been on so many loan clubs.
He was at Fulham, weren't he? So
he's at Fulham this season.
He seemed to do well. I mean, if we're not going to get Jed back, because obviously God knows what's happening with that. But he's a quality player, and I saw a bit of him the other day. He helped with Ramsey set up Jono's goal, didn't he? So he seems a decent player. I think he's ready to make the step up and push on. I don't know why Liverpool would want to get rid of him. I know they've signed that other guy, but surely he's better than that 18-year-old.
Yeah, I think we're seeing with Nico Williams. Like I said, the World Cup's coming. The World Cup is coming.
Yeah, he wants first team. Then.
I mean, he's football. So I think with Nico Williams, me personally, I think good player. He can play left back as well. If I do remember playing some stints at Liverpool. So me personally, I think we should get him.
Yeah,
So yeah. What about you, Joe? Nico Williams, are you a fan of him? Do you think?
Yeah, I think agreeing with what Lee said, if we can't get a hold of Spence, which I'd love to as a permanent as our right back, I think, and also we're linked with Ainsley Maitland-Niles, who would be another option as an attacking right back. If we then get Nico Williams in at a left back position to play more of that attacking role, and then we can try and stick with the same formation that we did throughout last season, I think it'd be a great signing.
What about you, Mark?
I prefer to see Maitland-Niles come in at right back. I think he's better than Nico Williams. But
really? I personally think he's better in centre midfield.
Who, Maitland-Niles?
Maitland-Niles, yeah, Maitland-Niles. I think he's better. He's better in that midfield role alongside Ryan Yates, if we do get him.
I've only ever seen him on the right hand side. I don't know.
Yeah.
Niles.
Niles. He's better. When he played for Arsenal, like I said, Arsenal were struggling, and I know he played right back, left back, but his position is centre midfield, and that's why he went on loan to Rome last season. So I personally think, like I said, he's still young. He's 24. He's 24 years old, and
we could perhaps get them both at the same price as what Jed Spence would be. So you do the maths. Which would you prefer? If you could get them both for that same price as Spence, I think
people in the comments, what do you think? And like I said, I'm gonna ask Joe as well. And Maitland-Niles, I like him. I like Nico Williams as well. But Niles for me, the thing with me is, I think I mentioned on my own podcast. Like I said, I want hungry players. I don't want players who's ended up. Forest done it before back in the day. I'm not going to mention who all his ex-Forest players are not bothered about the club. What about the last paycheck? I want hungry players, and I think Niles is the man. But what about you, Joe?
What was that? Sorry, about Maitland-Niles?
Yeah.
I think he's definitely someone that we should be getting in just because he has versatility in where he can play. I think getting him in should be one of our priority signings. He can play, like Mr. Dan's just said there, he can play as a central midfielder, as a right back, as a left back. Yeah. I think he'd be a quality signing for us.
He played in the Premier League as well with West Brom.
Yeah, and he's played in the Serie A with Roma. So
he did well for them, apparently.
Yeah. So he's well versed in playing in the top flights in different countries. So I think getting him in and having something to prove again as being a starter in a Premier League club would be something that would be really good for us to get hold of.
You know what? I've just saw a comment, and this is from Josh. We talk about right backs and left backs, but we forgot about this player. Don't forget about Lerea. Surely he gets the team. He's going to World Cup, and we've completely forgot about. Like I said, we know he didn't get much game time, but what, Mark, Lerea, do you think he should get? He's a suitable player to replace Spence. People in the comments as well. What do you think?
Yeah, from what I saw of him in the second half of the season, he looked well capable. Obviously, not as dynamic as Spence, but World Cup player as we now know, and it'd be nice to see how he does in the World Cup and how he comes back from that. So definitely in Steve Cooper's plans for the future. It's just whether he's going to bring someone in bigger as a stopgap while he's giving him that time, or whether he is going to throw him in. But it's definitely it's definitely an option there on that right hand side if we're struggling and we don't get Spence back. I think we'll know more about Spence this week coming. From what I've heard, the Tottenham possibly going to come forward with a more concrete bid in the next week. So we'll see what happens. I'd like to see Spence back myself.
I love Spence back, but we all know that. I think what I'm hearing, like Spurs, you don't know who to believe. Like all these journalists, they say this and that and over, but Spurs have still not made a bid for him. Not made a bid for him. So this is why I'm just a bit.
I've heard they want to drive the price down from 20 million. That's what I've heard. Obviously, we don't know what goes off behind closed doors. But
right, before I get the next one, I just heard this something just come on Twitter, and this is coming from a journal that's really good. It's saying that Dean Henderson has been told from sources around the player that Man United preparing paperwork. Deal is finally in stage 1 year loan, but the details needs to be clarified to possible release clause of 20 million. So it seems like it's on the verge.
Early today.
Yeah, but this one just literally come in. So people Henderson could be coming to Forest. It seems like, but like I said, if he does come on, I will be doing a show, and I will be bringing a Man U fan as well. So that's another positive thing. And like I said, I think we've got to start from the back. We've got to start from the back and move forward as well.
Would you take Ramsey or Fabregas for at least a season? They're both on a free. We need some creative. You've got young lads who can run round them like Jono and Pace and that striker. Their vision with the ball. Ramsey's doing bits into with Wales. Like
if we're building a Wales
season on the
version of a club, then yeah, we'll get Ramsey. Have Wales on that entire right.
But would you? I still think Fabregas has probably got it.
People in the comments, like I say, I think Lee said this in our group chat this morning. Like Fabregas, he's 35. Listen to me, right? And this is like I said, Fabregas is the best player I've witnessed play football.
What player?
Plays a fantastic, but for me,
I'd take him at number 10 for one season.
For Ramsey.
I'd take him both on the free for one season.
Right, before I get everyone's opinion, I got a super chat from someone. Where is it? Sorry, I think it came from Kieran. And there's another player. I think this is a Blackburn player. Thank you for the £4.49, Kieran. Just seeing that you're interested in. Is it Terry what? Doland?
Dolan is a good player at Blackburn.
He's a player who's rapping. Is that the right back?
No. He's like an attacking player, isn't he? Like somewhere across the midfield, like number 10 on the wing, somewhere like that. Tricky little player. He's good. Yeah, he is very good.
I thought he was right back. Who's the right back then for Blackburn?
I don't know.
Right, people comments. Fabregas or Ramsey? Let's have a little debate.
Free. We're Premier League now. We need strength in depth. We need creative midfielders, number 10s, both on the free. Pay them a decent wage. 1 season, stability in the Prem. Strength in depth.
Okay, right. So people like to get your comments in. Who would you prefer, Ramsey or Fabregas? I'm going last. Look, let me go with you, Mark. Who would you want, Mark?
I think out of those two, for me, it'd have to be Fabregas.
Quality player.
There we go. I love Fabregas. I've always liked him.
Love him.
Joe?
I mean, yeah, they are both quality players, and I think Fabregas would still be able to do a job. But for 90 minutes, for us, I don't think he'd have the legs in him. Ramsey, I'd probably take over Fabregas just because I think he'd be able to last longer. And if it would be a case of take both just because they're on a free, I think then you're at a point where who you're then taking out, you can't start them both in the central midfield, because I think after the start of the second half, that midfield would be very weak at that point because their legs would just be gone.
60 minutes Fabregas, then the rest for Ramsey, or vice versa.
So then who are you taking out from the central midfield to
if we don't sign Garner, you've got them too, haven't you?
Yeah, but then you bring in Cole back from the left back position to be playing more of a defensive mid.
There you go. We
Right,
need
I've done a poll on. So who would you prefer, Fabregas or Ramsey?
Put both on as well.
I've put both on. So either you can have Ramsey or Fabregas. I love Fabregas. I've always liked him. Yeah, Ramsey is younger than Fabregas. So
I've just seen Dave's comment about Ericsson. Man U are after him now, apparently.
Yeah, we don't want it. Ericsson's a fan. We're not getting him.
No, we won't get Ericsson.
There's no chance. But yeah, I'll take. I'll take Fabregas. I'm going to take Fabregas alongside Ryan Yates. Ramsey's a good player. Don't get me wrong. I like Ramsey. Remember that short spell he played before us. He didn't even play much, did he? Forest. He played.
He was coming back from an injury then, though, wasn't it?
Yeah, he didn't play much, but I don't know. I don't know. I'm just. I'll mention at the end of the show. There's 187 people in here. Thank you very much for as well. Please do hit the like button if you can, and if you are new to the channel, subscribe if you're new. I've got this week. I've got more shows coming this week. I think Des is doing a show tomorrow at 9 o'clock, so look out for that. Thursday, Ellie's doing a show as well, and with me as well. And if there's any transfers this week, I will be doing a show. It could be anyone. So if there is, I will be doing a show with a rival fan to get more about the player, whoever we sign. So please do hit that subscribe button to get more shows like this. Right, I'm going to ask, because I think I told Lee about 5,000 times about the man himself, Steve Cooper. Marks, like Steve Cooper, like I said, he's on the verge of signing a new contract. How, like, you've been there, done that. You said you was there with the Brian Clough days. We can mention Frank Clark as well. But this guy, like I said, he deserves a medal for what he's done, Nottingham Forest. And do you think, like I said, whatever happens in the Premier League, like I said, he's going to be a hero? Because, like I said, it took 23 years to Forest get the Premier League. But as a Forest fan, how happy are you what he's done for the club?
I'm ecstatic, really. I think he's brought the club back to life. For me, we went through a long barren period, and he really has reignited the love for the club with the fans. I mean, they've always had a hardcore following, but just the atmosphere down the City Ground's electric, and that's mainly down to him, the way he's run it since he's come in. He started off 1 draw, 4 wins, and just like there was a feel-good factor for the rest of the season after that.
Joe, like, so what's your opinion? Like I said, he's been. How old are you, Joe? So to ask, how old are you, Joe?
27.
So you are. So you're.
I was 4 years old since when we were last in the Premier League, so nowhere near able to remember that. So,
wait. So, was it Dave Bassett?
I have no idea. I was waiting.
Yeah, Dave Bassett. What year was it? Lee. Lee always gets me this one. Is it 97, 98 season? I think
we went down 98, 99, wasn't it? We went down.
Yeah, 97, 98, wasn't it? 97, 98 season. It was. Yeah, it was.
99 was the last time it was in.
I was talking to Joe before we come live, and like I said, as a Forest fan, like I said, you must be so excited. Like I said, like I've always said, right, and I hate the Championship. I hate it. I hate it.
Dross football.
It's a horrible league, and you know what? And as a Forest fan, I'm so excited we don't have to go to Norwich away. Because I'm sick and tired of going to them kind of clubs. No disrespect to Norwich fans. I'm not going to. If you sub, don't unsubscribe to me, please. I'm just saying, going to them kind of clubs, it's just annoying. But as a fan, Joe, like I said, you must be excited. Like I said, we're going to Premier League. We're going to like these big clubs. I say big clubs like Aston Villa, Liverpool, Chelsea. Who else is a big club?
Man City, Arsenal, Spurs.
No, Leeds have not won the Champions. They've not won the big ears. So we can't mention it.
Villa.
They've not won the big. They've not won the big ears. So if there's any Man City, Arsenal, Spurs fans watch on the stream, you've not won the big ears. You're not a big club to me. But yeah, Joe, what like? You must be excited.
I cannot wait. I honestly cannot wait. I'm spending pretty much every day just counting down to the beginning of the season, and it's not even for some of the big names that you've mentioned there. Really, it's for some of the other teams that a lot of my friends support, where they've now gone up, and I feel like we're now back in that conversation. It's teams like Crystal Palace, it's Aston Villa, it's Leeds, where we can now talk about whether we're going to be playing with those teams again, and we're now in the conversation and in the limelight of the top flight of football. Whereas I've always had to kind of sit out of that conversation, and it's always been, I support Forest. and they were great back in 79 and 80, but that was, what, 15 years before I was even on the planet. So now I feel like we're back where we belong, and I can now feel like I'm part of this team, and we're the new generation of Forest. So I'm really looking forward to the season.
People are commenting. How many days left to we play Newcastle away? I'm gonna get everyone's opinion. Like I said, people comments. What games are you looking forward to? Like I said, I'm looking forward to all of them. Like I said, I know I love going to Leeds, Aston Villa. Man U fans are boring. Arsenal fans are boring. Chelsea fans are boring. I'm not trying to do this and get all the fans get at me, but I'm excited. I'm excited. But let me ask you, Mark. Like, we're going to these big clubs. What clubs are you looking forward to go to next season?
Well, unfortunately, unless I get an away membership, I'm going to be struggling to get away. I only managed last game of the season in the league away this season, so a lot of the big clubs I've been to before in the past. But from just a fixture point of view, looking forward. That thing at Christmas when we come back after the World Cup and we've got Man U on Boxing Day and then Chelsea on New Year's Eve. So that's going to be a bit of a bumper time. And then we've got a little thing. Is it in October where we got 3 games on the trot, which is Leicester, Aston Villa, and Wolves?
Yeah, we'll beat them as well.
We'll
beat them as well. You know what? Right, I don't know if. Before I get Joe and Leon, I don't know if everyone saw Twitter, and this is what's his name? Sarcastic. Was it Sarcastic Forest? No.
Yeah, I know
Silverdale Forest. And I don't know what everyone. I've been laughing all day yesterday about it. Southampton is our new rivals now, people.
Yep.
I don't know. It was all a joke. I think Southampton fans thought was being real, but. We are Southampton. Is there any Southampton fans watching this? We are.
Took it dead serious, aren't they?
We took it really dead serious. So Southampton fans. That because I think the joke was because Portsmouth and Derby are in League One, Southampton and Forest are in the Premier League. So I get it, Joe. But Southampton fans, it's a joke. Stop getting so upset about it. But yeah, I can't wait. When we've got Southampton away. Comment below. I can't remember. Does anyone know? Mark or Joe or Lee? Whenever we've got Southampton away, I can't wait to play him now.
Off the top of my head, I'm not sure. I think it's later on in the season, but
I will comment.
We play him at home on the 6th of May. So away is 2nd of January, Monday.
So Southampton fans, we're coming for you lot. We are coming for you lot. So yeah, and I just seen a comment. This is from Grant CC Shackers.
I'm just looking at this other comment. Who have you left hanging? Holly Jones or something?
Holly, I ain't got a clue who you're
about.
Who that is? I ain't got a clue who Holly. I ain't got a clue who you are, Holly. Stop. Let's go. But I'll phone you later. Right, last but not least, I said we'll come past the hour. It's been another great show for people. If you're new to the channel, please do hit the like button, please subscribe if you're new. And if you want to be a member, like I said, I got Mark, I got Joe in to be like I said, members. So if you are a member and you've not come on my channel, email me, message me, and I'll get you on the show. And we'll just talk about Forest and talk about these kind of stuff. Right, last but not least, I'm gonna do. You know what? I'm going to do an early prediction. I know.
Sorry, before you do that, one last player. Gibbs-White. Is he signing for Wolves or are we in for him? What is going to happen? Because I'd like him.
I'd love him.
If we're not going to get Ramsey or Fabregas, let's get Gibbs-White and pay the money.
This is my opinion on this last bit. Right, this is my opinion on Gibbs-White. I like him because every single time he plays against Forest, he scores past us. And the thing is, right, and let me put it in context, right. Do you think he could get in that Wolves team?
I don't know.
This is the thing.
Midfielders, aren't they?
They've got some good midfielders.
I think if they were going to play him, they'd play him further up the field, and whether that would suit him, I'm not sure.
And it's a thing. Would he play in that team? Like Wolves got some fantastic midfields in Ruben Neves.
Yeah,
Um,
they're offering him a new deal, aren't they? They want him to stay.
yeah, there was.
Surely they've got to guarantee him first team football then if they're doing that, because he won't want to stick around if he's not playing. He needs to be playing now.
But yeah, I don't know. Just I think I want him. I want him. But what do you think, Mark? Because White, do you think he's a super?
Yeah, I'd like to get him here, but it's been a bit quiet, and
it's gone quiet.
Telling me I can't see it happening myself. But yeah, I mean, I know when you were talking to Des about him, and Des rates him, says he could do two jobs in one.
Mark, don't listen to Des. Don't listen to Des.
Yeah,
Des doesn't know. Don't listen to Des. Des doesn't know nothing.
Well, I agree with him actually, but in this instance,
don't agree with him. Don't agree with him.
Well, talking to Des, did you remember to look back at that video to see him talking about doing a walk?
I'm phoning you, Des. Yes, I saw the video. He said he's going to walk the first game of the season. So, Des, you're walking from the Meadows to Newcastle.
So he actually said. So I think at the time he was on 500 and something. Was it likes or subscribers?
Yeah,
subscribers.
Yeah.
You said we'll try and get to 600 by the end of the stream, and he said that if we got to 600 by the end of the stream, he would do a charity run away to the first game. But he said, "Can you imagine if it was Newcastle?"
Yeah. I said I'd help him, but I'm actually working. And
you said you were going to cycle alongside him.
Yeah, I'm actually working. That is the truth. I'm not even going to Newcastle for the game because I'm working in the morning, so I can't.
But he said he'd run there for charity.
Yeah, he did.
I don't know
whether he got to 600 by the end of the stream.
I think he's got 600 now. So I'm going to find that clip. I'm going to put it on Twitter, and Des can do his run from the Meadows to Newcastle.
What about promotion tattoos, Dore, as well?
No. Right, people. I don't people know. I did the bet. I've done my my tattoo place. I live across from me.
Because he said he'd do one as well.
No, he didn't say it. He didn't say it.
Are you sure?
I think Ben, you said to him you were going to ask him to do that, but it might be a bit much. And then that was when he came up with it. He said, "I'll do a charity run instead."
Nah. You do the tattoo run. He's not going to get the tattoo. He's not going to do it. He's not going to do it. No chance. Right. I think we'll get going, people. The poll. The poll is, like I said, this is regarding Fabregas and Ramsey. Fabregas was 55%. Ramsey was 45%. So people prefer Fabregas to Ramsey. Like I said, I love Fabregas. Great player.
He's awesome.
I remember when Forest lost. I think lost 2-0, and the way he pings the ball. What a player! So
if your legs around him, Dore. This is my thinking. If all he's got to do is play the smart balls and the creative balls, he can let everyone else do the running. He's got the brain. That's what Bergkamp used to do ever so well. He won't run all over the place, but he'd either score or play someone else in, and that's the role Fabregas can do.
Have you seen that one just gone in from Jill Summers saying Williams has just signed?
Yeah, I've just seen that. I was just trying to verify it.
Sign what?
Doesn't say whether he's signed for us or
Fulham or someone. I did see a comment. Someone says he's on holiday.
If listen to me. I need confirmation from David Johnson because it's Brennan. There's a picture with Nico Williams on Twitter. So Brennan, John, just give Brennan a little phone call and get him to sign for Forest. That'd be nice, Agent Johnson. But yeah, it'd be nice. But where's that from, Mark?
Jill Summers had just put it on. News Now, she's put. Right.
Before we do go, I don't know if I've just seen on this confirmation, Des did an interview with Kevin Campbell, and it's been long coming. I've been telling Des, hurry up. He did an interview with Kevin Campbell on his channel. It's really, really good. And I know sometimes when we was in lockdown, there was times that there was nothing to do, and Des had the time to speak to Kev early morning as well. So people, after the stream, can you go and please support Des and watch the live stream? Like I said, some people right now have low moments. It's all right to and feel down, but Des and Kev had a little motivation talk as well. So people, after this, go and watch Des. It is a fantastic to watch. So please, if you feel down, go and watch it. Because like I said, sometimes I have moments like that. I don't know if Lee does, Max, Mark, or Joe, anyone in the comments as well. If you feel down, go and watch it. Like I said, it's a fantastic to watch. So please, after the stream, go and watch Des. It is great. And shout out to Kevin as well. He's done so much for my channel as well, and he'll be back on before the season starts. So shout out to Kevin for that. Right, I'll get going. It's been a pleasure. Mark, thank you very much for coming on my show, Mark. I'll definitely get you back on as well. Joe, again, thank you very much as well for coming on the show. And like I said, thank you for the support that was shown as well. And sorry, before I go, I'll speak to Joe before the stream. Joe, how long have you been subscribed to my channel? Is it from?
I've started watching on every single video basis since Steve Cooper came in. I remember you did your stream with the Swansea supporter, and you had Des in, and you were on about 4K subscribers at the time, and Des was on 100, and you were trying to promote him up as well. And since then, I've been watching every video religiously. And obviously, because I'm not living in Nottingham anymore, I'm living in Coventry now, so I'm not able to get to every game. Like a lot of people who've come on this channel have said, we are living the life being at the game through your videos. So I absolutely love them, and I love all the content you put up. So thanks for putting that up. Keep it up. And
you know what, Joe? Thank you very much. You know what, like I said, it's a pleasure. Like I said, when you get people like Joe and Mark want to be members of the channel. Like I said, you don't have to be like media trained to come on the channel. You're a Forest fan. If you're a Forest fan, you come on the show. Lee's been here. Lee's been here long on my channel as well, and he's comfortable on the channel. You don't, like I said, anyone can come on the show. If you don't have to be shy. I'm not good. Sometimes I can be shy, but I feel confident doing what I do, talking about Forest. And like I said, I got Mark on the show as well, and we talk about Forest, and that's where we are. I mean, like there'll be more shows as well. I'm definitely gonna get these two back on before the season finishes. And yeah, if you want to come on, people, message me on Twitter, email me. If you are out the country as well, it'd be nice to hear from you. Right, before I do it, shout out to Curtis Shaw and the big channel as well. People go and show some support to Curtis. I think he's nearly got the 50k, and Curtis will be on my channel soon because he's a big Arsenal fan. As this is from Curtis, Fabregas is way better player, but I think his legs has gone. Ramsey still has a bit left in his tank. Like I said, Fabregas, I think he's 35, 36. So I think Lee mentioned when you got young people around him, he might help him. But Ramsey, he wants that World Cup. He wants that World Cup, last chance in the World Cup. And I think, yeah, people. I don't know. I'm still iffing about it, but if we do, you know what? It's going to be a mad transfer window from now to the season starts. So, yeah, it is what it is. Right, it's been a pleasure. Thank everyone for taking time on watching this. Like I said, if you are new to our channel, please do hit the like button, subscribe if you're new, and if you're watching this, comment below, people. Like I said, what players do you want that to come to Nottingham Forest? Because like I said, it's going to be a mad one. We're a Premier League side, so we're going to be. I was talking about Bale. I'm not going to talk about Bale this time because we'll be here for an hour talking about Gareth Bale. So I'm not doing it. So people, thank you very much. Like I said, Mark, Joe, and the man himself, Lee. Thank you as well. And as well, people. Mark, are you on Twitter?
No.
Shocking. Stay off it. There's too much chance to talk on it. Stay off it. But yeah, people, go and follow Joe on Twitter. Go and follow Lee on Twitter as well. All the links is below as well. I'll be back. Des will be back tomorrow. I don't know what time. I will throw an empty what time he's going to do his show. But like I said, Des did an interview with Kevin Campbell. Go and watch it. Forget Love Island. It's rubbish. Go and watch Des do daily. I know Lee's going to watch it.
You're recording it. Don't lie, you're recording it to watch after the show.
But yeah, people, like I said, go and watch You Daily. It's a fantastic show. But like I said, people, I'll be back. I might be back with Des tomorrow. See how he feels. But yeah, thank everyone for supporting. Please, like I said, hit the like button, Subscribe if you're new. And like I said, people, subscribe. Everything. Thanks for watching. Up the Reds.
You